The latter part of this scene involves the decision, when does Shylock decide that he's going to claim his pound of flesh? When's he going to decide that he's going to get Antonio? Now, usually, the decision is made quite early on in this scene, or made even in the speech that you've just heard. But we worked for keeping it later and later and later in the scene. And what I want you to watch now is how each of them comes to that decision. It's in the dialogue with Shylock's fellow Jew, Tubal, a rich, even more successful, perhaps, Jew than he is. So which of you is going to do it first, eh?
Me, my turn. We're just organising.
We're just organising
your props. Well, here's your little hat.
Thank you. How now? Tubal, what news from Genoa? Hast thou found my daughter?
I often came where I did hear of her, but cannot find her.
Right? There. There. A diamond gone cost me 2,000 ducats in Frankfurt. The curse never fell upon our nation till now. Oh. I never felt it till now. 2,000 ducats in that, and other precious, precious jewels. I would my daughter were dead at my foot, and the jewels in her ear. I would she were hearsed at my foot, and the ducats in her coffin. No news of them. Why so? And I know not what's spent in the search. Oh, why thou loss upon loss? The thief gone with so much, and so much to find the thief, and no satisfaction, no revenge, nor no ill luck stirring, but what lights on my shoulders, no sighs but of my breathing, no tears but of my shedding.
Yes, other men have ill luck too. Antonio, as I heard in Genoa.
What? Ill luck?
Hath an argosy cast away coming from Tripoli?
I thank God. I thank God! Good news! Heard in Genoa.
Your daughter spent in Genoa, as I heard, one night, 80 ducats.
Ah! Thou stick'st a dagger in me. I shall never see my gold again. 80 ducats at a city. 80 ducats.
Well, there came divers of Antonio's creditors in my company to Venice that swear he cannot choose but break.
I'm glad of it. I'll plague him. I'll torture him. I'm glad on't.
One of them showed me a ring that he had of your daughter for a monkey.
Huh. Out of honor. Thou torturest me, Tubal. It was my turquoise. I had it of Lear when I was a bachelor. I would not have given it for a wilderness of monkeys.
But Antonio is certainly undone.
It's true. Very true. Oh. Go, Tubal. Fee me an officer. Bespeak him a fortnight before. I will have the heart of him if he forfeit. Oh. For were he out of Venice, I can make what merchandise I will. Go, good Tubal. Meet me at our synagogue. Go, good Tubal. At our synagogue, Tubal. The bill. Yes, thank you. Got some money?
And I'll bring you to the chair. And I'll greet you just behind the chair and sit you down.
Yes, all right.
Let's make this. How now, Tubal?
Tubal. What news from Genoa? Hast thou found my daughter?
I often came where I did hear of her, but cannot find her.
Why, there! A diamond gone cost me 2,000 ducats in Frankfurt. The curse never fell upon our nation till now. No, I never felt it till now. 2,000 ducats in that and other precious jewels. I would my daughter were dead at my foot and the jewels in her ear. Would she were hearsed at my foot and the ducats in her coffin. No news of them. Why so? And I know not what's spent in the search. Why so? Loss upon loss! The thief gone with so much, and so much to find the thief. No satisfaction, no revenge, no ill luck stirring but what lights on my shoulders, no sighs but of my breathing, no tears but of my shedding.
Yes, other men have ill luck too. Antonio, as I heard in Genoa.
What? Ill luck? Ill luck?
Hath an argosy cast away, coming from Tripolis.
I thank God! I thank God! Is it true? Is it true?
I spoke with some of the sailors who escaped the wreck.
I thank thee, good Tubal. Ah, good news! Good news! Heard in Genoa?
Your daughter spent in Genoa, as I heard, one night. 80 ducats.
Thou stickst a dagger in me. I shall never see my gold again. 80 ducats at a sitting? 80 ducats!
There came divers of Antonio's creditors in my company to Venice, who swear he cannot choose but break.
I'm glad of it. I am very glad of it. I'll plague him, I'll torture him, I am glad of it.
One of them showed me a ring he had of your daughter for a monkey.
Out upon her. Thou torturest me, Tubal. It was my turquoise. I had it of Leia when I was a bachelor. I would not have given it for a wilderness of monkeys.
But Antonio is certainly undone.
Nay, that's true. That's very true. Go, Tubal. Fee me an officer. Bespeak him a fortnight before. I will have the heart of him if he forfeit. No, for were he out of Venice, I can make what merchandise I will. Go, Tubal, and meet me at our synagogue. Go, good Tubal. At our synagogue, Tubal.
Well, I think in that, too, we got diversity, but in the end, a likeness, because they both reached the decision about what they were going to do about Antonio at the same time. I think the only comment I'd make about that is that the scene in some ways depends most of all upon Tubal, certainly from point of view of how you interpret the play, because it's what Tubal thinks of Shylock that defines, if anything, for an audience, how the Jewish community look at Shylock. And it seems to me that this scene is often weighted wrong if Tubal is a snivelling, sympathetic sidekick to Shylock. And that what both you as Tubal did then was to be at best dispassionate and detached, and even in the end on the decision disapproving, and that's terribly important for how the balance of the play goes. I think we've got to all leap a bit now because we're